One Piece Punk 2 is not real Vegapunk? With the release of Chapter 1061 and the reveal of Dr. Vegapunk, everyone has begun to speculate why Vegapunk looks as they do, and whether or not she is even the real Vegapunk. In Chapter 1061, Vegapunk appears as a young woman, but previously Vegapunk has been described as an old man by, for example, the G5 Marines, as stated here in Chapter 658. So, these are some theories I came up with. Android theory. The first thing that came to mind upon reading this chapter was that the Vegapunk we see is actually an android. We know Vegapunk is very good at making androids since he was responsible for the Pacifistas and now the Seraphim. With this, Vegapunk could have uploaded his consciousness into an android body. Unlike the Vinsmokes and Frankie, this body would be completely mechanical, and thus could be modified without limits. Vegapunk may also be able to move his consciousness from the android body into a central computer. Think Karen from SpongeBob. Clone theory. What if instead of going the android route, Vegapunk went for a clone? Now I know what you're thinking. Vegapunk was said to be an old man. How can this girl be his clone? Well, we already know that he and Judge discovered bloodline elements, or DNA. But we also know that Judge's clone army can be programmed. Chite 140. So what if the woman we see is in fact the real Vegapunk, but a clone? A clone that had its DNA altered to become female. Perhaps he took inspiration from Ivankov's devil fruit. Split brain theory. This one is the most out there one, but also my favorite. So currently in the story, Vegapunk leads a group called the Special Science Group, or SSG. Now what if the SSG was what you thought it was? What if SSG is composed of only Vegapunk? Think Pain from Naruto? There were 6 paths, 6 different bodies, all connected via the Rinnegan. Or if you've ever played Cyberpunk in the side quest Beat on the Breath, there's a pair of twins that had their brains linked, 1 person, 2 bodies. Stay with me here, but when Vegapunk appears, she has a device over her left ear. You could say that it's just a regular earpiece so she can talk to the Marines on the island. Or it could be an antenna that links this Vegapunk to the other Vegapunks that make up SSG. What if Vegapunk and the people who are a part of SSG decided to have one collective brain split between multiple bodies? They would do this by linking each person's brain together so they are on the same wavelength, multiple parts acting as one. An example could be like your heart. Your heart is made of billions of individual living cells doing their own thing, but they create a single heart. These individual bodies would be like the cells, and collectively they become the entity known as Vegapunk. We can see on this Vegapunk suit it says PUN, K2. Perhaps the old man Vegapunk is 1 or 0, and the other parts of Vegapunk are numbered according